Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Everyday Driver. Today we're going to talk about approaching traffic lights, how to approach them, how to adjust our speed so that hopefully we can get through the traffic lights without stopping, so we're timing our approach as we get towards the traffic lights, and what to do when we get to the traffic lights. And sometimes we may have to stop, sometimes we can drive straight through them, but we need to know how to approach these traffic lights and what to do when we get there. My name is Peter Alsop. I'm an ex-driving instructor with over 38 years experience teaching people to drive all sorts of vehicles, from lorries, buses, cars, motorcycles, etc, etc. Let's get on with this tutorial and let's show you what we're talking about. Normal traffic lights we have to deal with on a day-by-day basis. Sometimes we have to deal with pedestrian crossings that are controlled by traffic lights. So I'm approaching a set of lights and I'm looking to make sure that there's no pedestrians near that are going to press any buttons for the lights to change. All clear, so I just go through. All clear at the mini roundabout, and away we go. Another pedestrian crossing, so let's have a look. Nobody anywhere near. So we just keep on going, nice and steady. Now we're coming to quite a large set of traffic lights here. That's my watch dinging. And we've got a red light, so we're going to go nice and steady. Now there's no chance we're going to get through these before they change. But once again, there's no point in rushing up to the traffic lights to have to stop. Just dip my clutch into first gear. I don't need my handbrake on because I'm facing downhill. I'll just keep my right foot on my foot brake. Then once the lights change and we start to go, we're going to do a downhill start. I'm just going to take my foot off my foot brake, and as the vehicle starts to roll forward, I'm going to rev my engine and bring my clutch smoothly up. Now I know these traffic lights and we're the next to go. Now sometimes they only let about 3 or 4 cars through, so we may not even get through the traffic lights first time, which will be a bit disappointing really. Okay, so they're changing. Check my mirrors, check over my shoulders, and off we jolly well go. Into number 2. Keep my eye out as I go across the junction just to make sure nobody's coming through on a red light. Looks all clear to me. Another set of traffic lights, check my mirror. We've got a car coming up quite quickly behind. Just follow it through and off we go again. Now we've got a series of traffic lights down here. Here's the first one, it's on green. I'm not going to rush at it because it's been on green quite a while, so there's a chance it may change. It hasn't done. Got another set of lights going straight ahead at these lights, so we want the left hand lane. Pop her down into number 2. Oh, look at that, we might just make it without stopping. Second gear, nice bit of rev, smoothly with the clutch, and off we go. Just keeping an eye on my mirrors. And we've got a mini roundabout coming up. At the mini roundabout, I'm going to do a left turn, so once again I check my mirrors, signal left. I'm in 3rd gear, pop her down to number 2 now. I need to give way to traffic from the right, so another quick glance in my mirror, looking to my right, all clear, and away we go. Now I know very shortly I've got another pedestrian crossing coming up. It's on green. I'm now looking at the crossing, see if there's any pedestrians anywhere near. It looks all clear, so I should be okay to go, but I'm just going to take it nice and steady just in case. And there we go. The lights haven't changed, off we go again. And of course, because this is my hometown, I know where I am and where I'm going and what to expect. It's a little different when you're driving somewhere that you don't know, on roads that you don't know, and in towns and places that you've you're not familiar with. Now we've got another pedestrian crossing coming up and then a set of traffic lights. I'm going to turn left at the traffic lights. So I'm just easing off the revs, just letting the vehicle slow down under its own steam. Got a green set of lights for the pedestrians, nobody anywhere near it. I'm going to turn left at the lights. I've got a red light, so I'm just going to pop her down into number 2. Got no chance of getting through these without stopping. Slip it into first gear. It is slightly downhill, so I'm not going to bother with my handbrake. Keep my foot on the foot brake so that when the lights change I'm all ready to go. Check my mirrors. Nice bit of rev. Into number 2 before we get to the corner, and round we go. Another set of pedestrian crossings, nobody anywhere near it, and I can see the little red man's on, so nobody's pressed the button. Keeping my eyes open, and off we go. Just because we've got a green light and they've got the red no walk sign doesn't mean that they're not going to walk out in front of us. So we do need to keep our eyes open. Mini roundabout coming up. At the mini roundabout we're going to follow the road straight ahead, so we want the right hand lane, and then we've got another pedestrian crossing, so I'm going to pop her down into number 2. I'm looking for traffic coming from the right. We're all safe, nobody near the crossing, we're all set to go. Smooth the accelerator away again. Now I'm going to leave it in 3rd gear this time because it's quite a steep hill. I'm not going to put it into 4th gear, I don't want the engine to labour. Pedestrian crossing coming up. Watching the traffic lights. Checking my mirrors just so I know if I do have to brake harshly that there's a vehicle behind me. Now we've got a pedestrian crossing here that's not controlled by traffic lights for a change, but there's no pedestrians anywhere near it, so once again keep my speed at 30 miles an hour, which is the speed limit here, and just keep driving. Now once we get over the brow of this hill we're going to approach another set of traffic lights. Now these traffic lights are definitely on a hill. I can see them from a good distance away, so that should make it fairly easy to judge my speed and my approach to the traffic lights. So if I work it correctly, I might be able to get through these lights without stopping. Now they're just changing to red, so I'm just easing off the accelerator. I want the vehicle to slow down under its own steam. I'm in 3rd gear, so we've got a little bit of engine braking. I'm going to turn right at the light, so I'll wait till I pass this junction here. I'm applying a little bit of brake now. I check my mirrors, signal right, and I'm going to pop her down into number 2. And I'm going to approach nice and steady because I want these lights to change. There you go. The lights are changing. I'm in the right hand lane, and round I go. So just easing off my accelerator that little bit, rather than driving quickly up to the traffic light, means I've got through without actually stopping, which saves wear and tear on the vehicle, and it also saves fuel. So I'm going to do a left turn now, checking my mirrors. I'm in 3rd gear, I'm going to pop her down into number 2. Watching those pedestrians with the dog. Smoothly accelerating away. And I'm back in 4th gear. Now there's roadworks down here, and the normal set of traffic lights aren't working. We've got temporary traffic lights, and coming this way the temporary traffic lights are set well back from the junction. Now I've no idea whether they're on red or green, but I do know that they do take a long time to change. Got a pedestrian crossing coming up. There's a pedestrian nearby, but it doesn't look like they're making any attempt to press the button. The dog might, but it doesn't look like the pedestrian is. Okay, so we've got a red light at these temporary traffic lights. I don't think I've got a chance in hell of getting through these without stopping. But we're just going to take our time, approach nice and gently. As you can see, it's a downhill stop. Now, if I'm going to be here a good while, and I'm not the vehicle at the front of the queue, and I can see the traffic lights in front of me, I'll put it in neutral, pull my handbrake off, take my feet off the pedals and relax for a minute. Now, as soon as I see the lights start to change, I'm going to select first gear. I'm going to make ready to go. Now, when I say make ready to go, I'm going to put it in, press my clutch, put it in first gear, put my right foot on my foot brake because I'm facing downhill, and take my handbrake off. Okay, so the lights are changing, clutch down into number 1, handbrake off, mirrors, check over my shoulder, and away I go. Now I'm going to turn left at these traffic lights. So check my mirror, signal left, and I'm signalling even though I'm not going to interfere with any other vehicles, and I check, make sure nobody's coming through a red light, and round I go. Smooth the accelerator away, into 4th gear, all done and dusted. So we've got some more roadworks coming up and temporary traffic lights. So once again, we're on a red light, we're just going to slow down nice and steady. I'm going to pop it into number 2, and it says 3-way control, so these can take once again quite a while for like, oh look at that, just slowing down that little bit has saved me from having to stop. Check my mirrors, I move out round the roadworks. I'm in number 2, pop her back into number 4, and away we go. Right, we've got 2 sets of lights coming up. The first one is a pedestrian crossing, so I'm going to do the usual thing. I'm going to check and make sure that there's nobody anywhere near, and then a normal set of lights that are on green. Now they're going to change before I get there, and I'm going to do a right turn. So I'm moving signal right, I want my right lane, there you go, the lights have changed. Just move over a little bit so this van can get through. Clutch down, 2nd gear, 1st gear. Now then, I've got to cross oncoming traffic, so I need to be really, really careful at this junction. Mirror, check over my shoulder, and I'm just going to go nice and steady now. Some of my vision is blocked by the oncoming vehicle. There we go, all clear, and round we go. Into number 2, smoothly accelerating away. It's downhill, so I'm going to go straight into number 4. And at the next set of traffic lights, we're going to turn right, and it's a filter system again at these lights. So we do need to keep our eyes open and decide when we go and when the other lane goes. So I can't signal yet because of this junction, but I can start slowing down. I'm going to mirror and signal right now. I'm in the right hand lane and straight ahead and the right turn have both got red lights at the moment. So I'm going to stop. The left hand lane is on go, and the right turn, the right filter turn is on red. Now once again it's slightly downhill, so I'm not putting my park brake on. I'll just keep my foot on my foot brake, my clutch down to the floor, and I'm in 1st gear, all ready to go. So I'm waiting for the lights to change. Once they change, check my mirrors, check my blind spot, and away I go. Mirrors, blind spot, nice bit of rev, and I'm going to keep my eyes open just in case anybody decides to come through a red light. And off we go. into number 4. Just got a couple of more sets of traffic lights to negotiate on my way back home, and then we'll have a little chat. So got a pedestrian crossing coming up. Keeping my eyes peeled. There's no pedestrians anywhere near it. Should be okay to keep going. There we go. Now we have an ambulance station on the left hand side, so I always try and keep my eyes open for ambulances that need to come out in a bit of a hurry, but there's nothing there today. Right, another set of traffic lights coming up. I'm going to go straight ahead at these lights. I'm not going to turn right. There is a filter lane if you want to turn right. So if I was going to turn right, I would move over into the right hand lane after checking my mirrors. They've just turned to green, so I don't think there's much danger of them changing on me. So I just maintain my speed at the moment. And then we've got another set of traffic lights coming. They've just turned green. Now there is a chance I can get through, but there's also a chance that I may have to stop. So I am prepared. Oh look, the lights have changed. Always approach traffic lights prepared to stop, especially if they've been on green for quite a while, because the last thing you want to do is be coming up traffic lights that little bit quick, the lights change and you can't stop safely. So always take that into account when you're approaching the traffic lights. Just make sure that they're not going to turn on you. Okay, so check my mirrors over my shoulder, nice bit of rev, and away we go. So that concludes our little drive around and negotiating traffic lights. There's several things that are quite obvious. The first thing is that if you approach traffic lights nice and steady, nice and gentle, and time it right, there are chances you can get away without stopping at the traffic lights. And obviously if we can get away without stopping, then we're saving wear and tear on the vehicle and we're saving fuel. So that's always a good thing. Always approach traffic lights prepared to stop. Never rush at traffic lights, especially if they've been on green for quite a while. Like I've said, the last thing you want to do is get a few feet away from the traffic lights and the lights change and you're going through on that dangerous amber gambler as you used to call it. So always be prepared to stop when approaching traffic lights. Other than that, just have a look at the road that you're on. If it's uphill, you need to do an uphill start. If it's downhill, you can do a downhill start. You don't need your handbrake. That's the engine firing back up again. And just go out and enjoy yourself. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe down there somewhere. And hopefully, I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.